Thanks, Keith, for allowing May and I to come up and have a chat right quick. I know we had some time to fill in. I think we're running out of time, so we'll do it quick. You want to start with some introductions, and we'll talk about what we got going on?
Do you want to introduce yourself?
So my name is Sam Clements. I work for a large VAR. There's my contact information. You can find me on Twitter. I'm a social media blogger, tweeter, that sort of stuff. So.
And I'm Manon Lessard. You know me as May. I'm also on Twitter. I'm at May149, and on Slack I'm known as MALES149. So we're here today to present a little bit more about our Slack group, the Wi-Fi Pro Slack group. So if you guys don't know Slack, it's a cloud-based collaboration tool, and for older folks or people like me, yes, I said older folks and me, so over 40, Slack is the modern day version of IRC. So the platform is available on mobile devices, on the web, on PC, on Mac. It's fairly well available. This is totally unscripted. We put this together this morning. So yeah, so we're not stuck. No, I'll take it. Thank you. So this all started by a complaint that we were stuck with 200 and some characters on Twitter, and back then the US election had not taken place, and there was a lot of political stuff going on and a lot of religious stuff going on Twitter, and we love this community, and we wanted to keep the Wi-Fi conversation going. So that's how it all got started. Sam was wishing on Twitter that there was a group to share the Wi-Fi experiences, and so I said, oh, that's easy, we can start a Slack group, and then it took on, and the rest is history, right? 2 years after, the rest is history. So we have several channels on Slack. We have dedicated vendor channels. They're not run by the vendors. We also have the conference channels as well, and everybody gets together and share their experiences. It's somewhat a continuation of this great conference. And so we both run the group, and anybody, all of us, any of you guys can actually join. You just have to ask.
Thank you. I literally wrote this presentation this morning. We've not actually read through it together yet, so sorry for the unscripted. We have some interesting stats that we pulled out of the Slack group. It is quite an active Slack group. So at this point, it's about, we're topping just about over 40,000 messages. There's some file storage stuff. So it's quite the active group. Weekly active users, we are, hovering just over about 100 or so folks who are actively logged into the Slack channel and at least reading the Slack messages. We tap, you can see the stats on the screen there. It's generally about half of that are actually actively contributing to it. So while, 120 active users doesn't necessarily seem like a lot, there tends to be a lot of traffic that we end up with. Messages where people are reading, stats that are in the blue bar across the top, public messages, the red bar across the bottom are private messages that Slack members are talking to each other privately about. Of course, we can't see those, so it's not like that. But we do get stats out of it, so it's an interesting set of stats where we see that there are times where the platform is used for user-to-user communication privately in addition to all the public stuff that's happening. And then wait a second. Yeah, where messages are sent. And so we see some interesting spikes in the data as far as public messages versus private messages, where they're being read versus where they're being sent. So we'll wrap it up. How can I join? You can contact either May or myself over Twitter or email, send up smoke signals, grab us walking down the aisle, send us your email address. What's that? By the hand? No, you don't need to grab him by the hand. And for this week only, of course, we have a tiny URL, /Wi-Fi Slack, and you can just type that in, and you will. And we have unlocked the invite, so you can just go to the address and you can join yourself. That's all we got.